Okay, what I want to show you here today is how to plot your zombie attack data on a map. So what you're going to do is you're going to create basically 4 days of zombie attack data, and then you're going to make predictions after that 4 days, 5 and 6, of where you think the attacks are going to occur next. So in order to make your maps of the attacks from day 1 through day 6, you're going to need to click on this link here that says Map Customizer. And then when you click on that link, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. And then all you have to do is up here where it says location is type in where the attacks are occurring. So for me, the first day of attacks is happening in Seattle. So I'm just going to type Seattle. I'm going to go ahead and put Washington in also, just to be sure. And then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now this is a very specific location here, but if I zoom out, so this is probably the center of Seattle. And if I scroll out here, now I'm just getting Seattle and some of the surrounding cities. Okay, so what I would want to do in this case, since this is the only attack that's occurring on day 1, I'm going to want to take a screenshot of this, and I'm going to get a fairly good size area on here. I probably want to go even maybe a tad bit more. You can see our scale down here in the bottom shows 10 kilometers. So an area, we probably don't need it this big, but you'll see here in a second what I mean by taking a screenshot. And you probably want to take the screenshot of the same area each time. So to do a screenshot, you want to use these buttons on your Chromebook. You're just going to hit Control Shift and then this little button right here, which is up above your numbers in the very top row. So if you hit those buttons at the same time, it will allow you to click and drag an area that you want to take a screenshot of. Now, since I'm not working on a Chromebook, I've got a little bit different way to do it, but it's going to pretty much work the same. So you're going to find your area, and I would say, maybe an area about this big. Get down here, all the suburbs of your city, and then we're going to get our screenshot. And then once you've got your screenshot, you'll need to copy it. Yours is going to look a little bit different because, like I said, we're not using a Chromebook, the teachers. So you're going to have to do yours a little bit differently, but it shouldn't be too hard. In fact, whenever you open your presentation, you should just be able to copy it right in there. So for me, I have to copy. Yours is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so then you're going to go to Google Drive. And you're going to actually, your document should be in Google Classroom, the document that you're going to create yours in. So go to Google Classroom, click on your document that your teacher shared with you, and then you should be ready to put it in a Google presentation. Okay, so I've got my day 1. I'm just going to skip. Well, we can get through here. Delete that. Delete that. We don't need that on there. Okay, I'm ready to put my day 1 data in here. So I'm just going to click paste. Okay. And we're probably going to shoot for maybe 2 days per slide. So I'm just going to put this over here. Probably need to leave some room up here for a title. And then I'm just going to put a text box underneath it that says day 1 attacks. Okay, now I'm ready to do day 2. Now, when I do day 2 has attacks in Seattle as well as 2 other cities. So I'm going to leave Seattle on here because there's going to be attacks in Seattle again on day 2. But then I'm just going to add my other 2 cities. So the first one is SeaTac, and I can already see that on my map. So I type it in, and you'll notice that number 2 will pop up where SeaTac is. And then I just need to add Shoreline, Washington, and hit enter, and then it will pop up. So now I've got my 3 places where zombie attacks are occurring. So I'm ready to take another screenshot. So yours will look a little different again. So you're going to hit your buttons, Control Shift, and then the little squares. I'm going to get about the same area again when I do my screenshot because I want it to look about the same. So I'm going to get my screenshot. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to paste it into the document. I'm going to stretch it in the corners. It's always a good idea whenever when you're resizing objects. It's always a good idea to drag it in the corners so that it doesn't distort the image. And then I'm going to add my text box. Okay, so I've got slide 1 done already. Other than the fact that I should probably add a title up here. That's not hard to do.
All 7th grade girls who are interested in playing basketball this year, please go to the cafeteria. All 7th grade girls who want to play basketball.
So zombie attack data is going to be my title. The font we'll probably need to make a little bigger. There we go. I might move this over here. Okay, so slide 1 is ready to go. And then we're ready for the third and 4th days to add the data as well. So when you're done, you should have 6 maps. You're going to have 4 days worth of data, and then you're going to add day 5 and day 6 to show where you think the zombie attacks are going to be spreading over the next 2 days. So for day 5 and day 6, be sure that you're paying attention to the connections between the cities. It's not a coincidence that the zombie attacks that are spreading out of Seattle are going to Linwood and SeaTac, or sorry, I guess it was Shoreline, and they're not going across here because the connection is much stronger here because there's a highway and there's a larger concentration of people living in this area here. So there's a reason it's spreading up and down here along this interstate and not over the water because there's going to be less connections between Seattle and these cities over here. Not to say that it won't eventually spread to there, but between day 1 and day 2, the connection just isn't strong enough. So be thinking about those things. Look at all your data, and then when you're ready to make day 5 and day 6, you're going to plot cities on your own of where you think the attacks are going to be occurring next. So hope this is helpful. If you have questions, ask your teacher, and I'm sure they'll be able to get you straightened out. Thank you.